The seventh Stoic lesson is one that can free you from one of the heaviest burdens in life. Stop trying to control what others think about you. Many people spend their entire lives worrying about their reputation. They constantly ask themselves, do people respect me? What do they think about me? What if they misunderstand me? This fear quietly controls their actions. They avoid speaking honestly. They hide their true opinions. They change their behavior just to please others. But the Stoics saw this very clearly. Your reputation does not belong to you. It belongs to other people's opinions. And opinions are something you can never fully control. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. Despite ruling one of the greatest empires in history, he reminded himself that criticism was inevitable. Some people would admire him, others would criticize him. Some would misunderstand him completely. And the same is true for you. No matter what you do in life, someone will approve, and someone else will disagree. You can work hard, act with honesty, and treat people with respect. Yet there will always be people who judge you unfairly. The Stoic solution is simple. Focus on your character, not your reputation. Your character is something you control, your actions, your discipline, your values. But your reputation is like a shadow. It changes depending on who is looking at it. When you stop chasing approval, something powerful happens. You become free to live honestly. Free to act according to your principles, free to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Because in the end, the Stoics believed one thing above all: it is better to be good than to be seen as good. The eighth Stoic lesson is a reminder that most people ignore until it is too late. Time is the most valuable thing you will ever have. Money can be lost and earned again. Opportunities can disappear and return. Even broken relationships can sometimes be repaired. But time, once it passes, never comes back. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote something that still hits hard today. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Think about how many hours disappear every day. Scrolling endlessly on a phone, worrying about things that never happen, chasing distractions that bring no real value. And slowly, quietly, life keeps moving forward. The Stoics constantly reminded themselves that life is temporary, not to create fear, but to create urgency. Because when you truly understand that time is limited, you begin to treat every day differently. You stop wasting energy on meaningless drama. You stop delaying the goals that truly matter to you. Instead, you focus on what is important: learning, growing, building something meaningful with the time you have. The Stoics believed that a wise person lives every day with awareness of this truth. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. Because the most dangerous illusion in life is believing that you have unlimited time. The ninth Stoic lesson may sound strange at first. Discipline creates freedom. Most people believe the opposite. They think freedom means doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But the Stoics understood something deeper. When you lack discipline, you become a slave to your impulses, a slave to distractions, a slave to laziness, a slave to emotions that control your decisions. Without discipline, a person might want success, but they cannot wake up early. They might want a strong body, but they cannot resist comfort. They might want a better life, but they constantly delay the work required to build it. The Stoics believed that real freedom comes from mastery over yourself. Waking up when you said you would wake up. Doing the work even when you don't feel like it. Staying calm even when emotions try to take control. That is discipline. And discipline slowly builds something powerful: self-respect. Because every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your character.
Every time you choose effort over comfort, you become stronger than the person you were yesterday. Over time, discipline transforms your life. It creates structure, it builds confidence, and it gives you control over the direction of your future. The Stoics believed that the person who masters himself is the person who can face any challenge life brings. The final Stoic lesson is one of the most powerful ideas ever written. Amor fati. It means love your fate. Most people spend their lives fighting reality. They resist what happens to them. They complain about difficulties. They wish things had gone differently. But the Stoics believed something extraordinary. Instead of merely accepting life, embrace everything that happens. The good moments, the painful ones, the unexpected obstacles. Because every event in your life becomes part of the person you are becoming. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it." In other words, a strong mind can turn every obstacle into fuel. Rejection becomes motivation, failure becomes wisdom, hardship becomes strength. Amor fati means reaching a point where you no longer wish for a different past. You understand that every challenge you faced shaped you into the person you are today. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" the Stoic asks, "How can I use this?" And with that mindset, even the hardest moments of life become part of your growth. Life will test you. It will bring challenges you didn't expect, people who misunderstand you, and moments where the path ahead feels uncertain. But the Stoics believed that these moments are exactly what shape a strong mind. When you learn to control what you can, expect hardship, master your thoughts, and embrace whatever life brings, something incredible happens. You stop fearing the world. Because the truth is, the strongest person is not the one who avoids difficulties. It is the one who faces them with calm, discipline, and courage. And when you reach that point, you become something rare in today's world, mentally unbreakable. If you want to go deeper into Stoicism and learn how to control your mind, emotions, and habits, check the link in the first comment for my ebook. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more lessons on Stoicism, discipline, and mental strength.
The third Stoic lesson is one of the most powerful truths you will ever learn. Your mind can be your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. Most people believe their problems come from the outside world, from other people, from bad luck, from difficult situations. But the Stoics believed something very different. They believed that events themselves are not the problem. The problem is how we interpret them. The philosopher Epictetus explained it perfectly when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Two people can face the exact same situation, yet experience it completely differently. One sees failure and gives up. The other sees failure and learns from it. One hears criticism and feels insulted. The other hears criticism and becomes stronger. The difference is not the situation. The difference is the mind. Most people let their minds run wild. They replay past mistakes, imagine future disasters, and allow negative thoughts to control their emotions. The Stoics trained themselves to do the opposite. They observed their thoughts, questioned them, and refused to let emotions control their actions. Imagine having the ability to pause, to step back from your thoughts, and choose how you respond to life. That is real power. Because when you learn to master your mind, the outside world loses its ability to control you. And the moment that happens, you become calm in chaos, focused under pressure, and impossible to break. The fourth Stoic lesson is something very few people understand today. Silence is power. In a world where everyone feels the need to react, to argue, to defend themselves, and to prove they are right, the Stoics practiced something very different. They practiced restraint. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Most conflicts in life do not start because of actions. They start because of words spoken without control. Think about how many arguments begin with a simple reaction. Someone says something disrespectful, and the immediate instinct is to respond, to defend, to fight back. But the Stoics understood a deeper truth. Not every battle deserves your attention. When someone insults you, they are often revealing more about themselves than about you. When someone tries to provoke you, they are hoping for a reaction. And the moment you react emotionally, you give them exactly what they want. But silence does something powerful. Silence creates distance between you and the chaos around you. It allows you to observe instead of react, to think instead of explode, to remain calm while others lose control. The Stoics believed that true strength is not shown through loud reactions. It is shown through calm self-control. Because when you learn to master your reactions, you become someone that very few people can manipulate. The fifth Stoic lesson is something modern society tries to avoid at all costs. Pain is not your enemy. In fact, pain can become one of your greatest teachers. Today, people are constantly searching for comfort. They want an easy life, quick success, and happiness without difficulty. But the Stoics understood something that most people forget. Strength is built through resistance. Think about the body for a moment. Muscles do not grow when they are comfortable. They grow when they are pushed, strained, and challenged. The same is true for the human mind. Every hardship you face, every disappointment, every failure is an opportunity to become stronger than you were before. The philosopher Seneca once wrote something powerful. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor strengthens the body. When life becomes difficult, most people immediately look for escape. They complain, they blame others, or they give up. But the Stoic takes a different approach. Instead of running from difficulty, he faces it, because he understands that every challenge is shaping his character. The truth is, the strongest people you will ever meet are not the ones who had easy lives. They are the ones who were tested by life and chose to grow instead of breaking. So the next time you face pain, struggle, or hardship, remember this: life is not punishing you. It may be training you. The sixth Stoic lesson is one that can free you from a huge amount of stress. Detach yourself from the outcome. Most people tie their happiness to results. They say, "I will be happy when I succeed. I will feel confident when people respect me. I will feel calm when everything goes my way." But life rarely works like that. Sometimes you do everything right and still fail. Sometimes you work hard and the reward takes longer than expected. When your peace depends on results, your emotions become fragile. The Stoics believed in a different approach. Focus on the effort, not the outcome. Your job is to act with discipline, honesty, and effort. But the final result, though, that is often outside your control. Imagine an archer preparing to shoot an arrow. He can train his skill, focus his aim, and release the arrow perfectly. But once the arrow leaves the bow, the wind, distance, and countless other factors take over. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes when you understand this. Do your best, give your full effort, but don't let your peace depend on things you cannot control.
because when you detach from outcomes, you become fearless in action. You stop hesitating, you stop overthinking, and you start living with a powerful mindset. I will do my best and accept whatever comes.
Most people today live fragile lives. One insult ruins their mood. One rejection breaks their confidence. One failure makes them question everything. But thousands of years ago, there were men who trained their minds to become unbreakable. Emperors, philosophers, warriors, men like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca and Epictetus. They lived through war, betrayal, loss, and chaos, yet they remained calm, disciplined, and impossible to shake. Their secret was a philosophy called Stoicism. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life. Instead, it teaches you how to become the kind of person that nothing can destroy. In this video, you'll discover 10 Stoic lessons that will help you master your emotions, control your mind, and become mentally unbreakable in a world designed to break you. And if you stay until the end, the last lesson might completely change the way you see life forever. The first lesson of Stoicism is simple, but it has the power to completely change your life. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. Most people suffer not because life is hard, but because they waste their energy fighting things they cannot control. They worry about what others think. They stress about the future. They replay the past again and again in their minds. But the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught something powerful. He said, "Some things are in our control, and some things are not." In your control, your thoughts, your actions, your discipline, your mindset. But outside your control, other people's opinions, the past, the economy, luck, and sometimes even the results of your own efforts. The moment you understand this distinction, something incredible happens. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. Imagine two men facing the same problem. One complains, blames others, and becomes frustrated. The other asks himself one question: what can I control right now? And that question changes everything. Because while most people are busy complaining about the storm, the Stoic is quietly learning how to sail through it. This is why Stoics appear calm in chaos. They don't try to control the world. They focus on mastering the only thing they truly own: their mind. The second lesson of Stoicism is something most people never learn. Life will not go the way you expect. And the sooner you accept this truth, the stronger you become. Most people walk through life believing that things should be easy. They expect success without struggle, happiness without pain, and progress without failure. But when reality hits them with obstacles, rejection, or loss, they feel shocked, frustrated, and defeated. The Stoics saw life very differently. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning of something powerful. He would say, "Today I will meet interference, ingratitude, arrogance, dishonesty, and selfishness." Not because he was pessimistic, but because he was preparing his mind for reality. When you expect life to be smooth, every obstacle feels like a disaster. But when you expect challenges, every obstacle becomes part of the journey. Think about a warrior entering battle. He does not expect comfort. He expects resistance. And because he expects it, he is ready. The Stoics believed that hardship is not something to avoid. It is something that builds strength. Just like muscles grow through resistance, character grows through adversity. So the next time life becomes difficult, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Because every challenge carries a hidden opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more disciplined.